This show has been brought to you by Nacho Haus. With locations worldwide, you're never far from the Germexican fusion that folks around the globe call delicious. Featuring old favorites, local specialties, and your favorite nachos. There's something for everyone to love. Nacho Haus. It's Nacho Haus, but you'll feel right at home.
Welcome, everybody, back to Redemption HQ, a podcast surrounding evil genius games and the Everyday Heroes RPG. I'm Harlen Reaver, and I'm joined tonight by our regular cast of heroes. I have Brobarian, Spectral Force, and Robert D.
Hello, everybody.
Howdy. Greetings and salutations, humans.
Greetings, everybody. And tonight we're going with a little bit of tough love. And we're going to be going through the tough heroes in the core rulebook of Everyday Heroes, which I know Robert is particularly excited about. So I think, do we have any housekeeping before we jump right into it, bro?
None as far as I know.
All right. Gravy, man. Let's get her done. Robert, you want to take it away?
Absolutely. The tough hero class is the archetype is a beautiful tank. And I love the opening art here. We've got Hondo saying, "Your sticks and stones might break my bones, but you ain't never gonna kill me." That is a beautiful way to start this out. Because these guys, they can take a licking and keep on ticking. Now, they're the most durable of any of the character archetypes. They have the highest hit die. They start out with a D12 per hero level, and that means at first level, they start out with 12 hit points plus their Constitution modifier. And every subsequent level, every higher level, they start out with a 1d12, or if you want the 7 median, plus their Constitution mod per hero level after first. Their defense is appropriately called thick-skinned. You can add either your Constitution or your Dex modifier to your Tough Hero defense bonus and the base number of 10. And these guys have one of the best defense bonuses in the entire game, because their defense bonus is the exact same as their proficiency bonus. They start with a +2, and at level 5 that goes to a +3, and then level 9 goes to a +4. Now, all first-level Tough Heroes get the talent Payback. You gain a +2 bonus on one attack roll against an opponent who has damaged you since the end of your last turn. You can use this talent once per your turn. You can decide to use Payback after making your attack roll, but before you determine the result. So this is really thematic. You get clocked by a bad guy, you look him in the eye, and you give him that Hugh Jackman Wolverine grin from the cage fight in X-Men 1. And then
you just keep cruising on it.
Oh, yeah. Just keeps barreling through. Now, at level 2, this is where you get this true tough hero feel. This is one of my favorite class talents or archetype talents. It's elegant but simple. Tough as nails. You gain damage reduction against all damage types equal to your proficiency bonus.
That's not bad at all.
Not at all. It scales. It matches your defense bonus. And it's all damage types. You're taking a hit from a scatter gun, or you're taking a hit from a sword, or you're taking a hit from somebody's fist, and you're just walking away with a lot less than you should.
Particularly good against those like low damage dealers. If they're throwing, if your GM is throwing like cannon fodder at you, that's just like needling you with little tiny bits of damage here and there, and you can just reduce it down by a few points every time. It's pretty good.
Yep, those low tier big swarm groups of bad guys get the low-level mooks, they'll barely be scratching you. And then with the various classes you guys are going to be detailing, there's ways for that to get even more impressive. So take it away, fellas, because every single one of these classes is a winner in my book.
Absolutely. Let me go ahead and get started here with a bodyguard. So, bodyguard, you are dedicated to the protection of others. You do whatever it takes to keep your allies safe from harm, even if it risks your own life. Fortunately, it takes quite a lot to take you down. Bodyguards have the ability to protect their allies from harm and have among the best defenses of any hero. Concealable weapons are great thematic choices for the bodyguard, but they can also make good use of high damage weapons when discretion isn't exactly needed. Their saving throws, they specialize in strength and constitution. Their skills, they get to choose from 3. of athletics, endurance, intimidation, medicine, perception, security, streetwise, and survival. Their equipment is basic equipment and advanced equipment. They get security expertise. Choose one from endurance, intimidation, and security, and you must be proficient in the skill to take the expertise in that skill. They recommend a bodyguard pack and concealed weapons such as pistols, stun guns, and even a tactical rifle. At level 1, they have get down and take a bullet. The get down, if you are in cover and within 10 feet of a willing ally, you can take a bonus action on your turn to move that ally into cover. You can move up to 15 feet during the action to make room for your ally. And take a bullet when an ally is within 5 feet is hit by an attack. You can use your reaction to cause the attack to hit you instead of your ally. Let's see, at level 3, you got Come Get Some and Friendly Fire. Come Get Some as a bonus action. You can choose an opponent, one that you can see. That opponent has disadvantage when it makes attacks on anyone other than you before the start of your next turn, and as long as it can see you and you are within range of its attack. In Friendly Fire, you can ignore cover provided by your allies that you're in line of fire or in melee combat with your target. In addition, you do not damage allies if you roll a critical miss when firing into close combat, which is a really, really awesome ability. Can't lie.
I've been a victim of the friendly fire on a critical miss quite a few times.
Definitely an awesome ability.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Advanced combat training. Level 5. Once during your turn, when you take an attack action, you can make 2 attacks as part of that action. And another one is Pin Them Down. When an opponent uses dive for cover, as a reaction to one of your attacks or actions, their movement speed becomes 0 during their next turn.
Oh,
Love it.
Yeah, it's a great, almost like a semi-stun lock. That's awesome. So at level 7, you have Vigilance, and at level 9, you have Human Shield. So Vigilance at level 7, you can take up to 2 reactions between each of your turns. And Human Shield. Oh, I know, that's big. Two reactions is, that's like almost doubling your action economy right there.
That's a lot of opportunity attack you could be making.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And for Human Shield, you can take half damage from the attack when you use your Take a Bullet ability, and whenever you are hit by an opponent under the effect of your Come Get Some ability. This is applied before Tough as Nails. So
wow.
There you go.
I love me a good Human Shield, not going to lie.
Yeah, and the fact that that's even before your Tough as Nails, so you're reducing damage on top of reducing more damage. That's awesome.
You're not just a bodyguard, you're a bulletproof vest at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's another good ability for this. I think the Scrapper gets some stuff that you get to stack on that Tough as Nails a little bit.
Yeah, that almost gives you the ability. You could pretty much shrug off a lot of small arms fire at that rate. It's up to potentially 8 reductions. That's solid.
That's amazing.
So
That's your classic tank right there.
hell
Here,
yeah.
here.
But next up, we got Commando.
Yes, I am your commando. You need to get to the chopper. You are the consummate warrior, dangerous with any weapon and trained to survive every circumstance. You are ready for whatever enemy has to throw at you. The only thing you might be unprepared for is peace.
That's pretty metal.
That is hardcore.
The Commando is an all-around combat class that offers a great blend of defense and offense. Unlike other tough heroes, they can't directly protect their allies, but they are versatile and use nearly any weapon. You might consider investing in dexterity if you want to lean into offensive strategies. I think it's enough Arnold for now.
Okay, thank God, man. I was like, please tell me he's not going to go this whole time.
You were the Terminator.
Proficiencies. The saving throws, we have strength and con. Skills, you get to choose 2 from athletics, endurance, mechanics, persuasion, streetwise, survival, and vehicles. basic equipment is basic equipment, advanced equipment, and military equipment. I
Nice.
mean, this is the
Nice
A-team right
packing.
here.
Mm-hmm.
Equipment recommendations are the soldier pack and weapons, assault carbine rifle, 9mm semi-auto pistol, and combat knife.
Yeah,
Let's get
anytime you can get those military equipment proficiencies, it's pretty clutch, man.
Yeah, it's a sweet stack of equipment proficiencies right there.
Yeah, it really opens the door up.
All right, so now we got our commando talents. We get two at level 1. First is fighting spirit. You can take the second win action as a bonus action.
Yes.
Clutch.
And then watch your 6. You gain a +1 bonus to your defense. A little more
Okay.
defense
Yeah.
never hurts.
Yeah.
I tell you, Tough Hero is not just about taking the damage, it's about just not even getting hit sometimes.
And at level 3, we have extra effort. By pushing yourself to the limit, you can take an additional action during your turn. You can only do this once before you finish a short or long rest. Not bad either. Extra actions are good.
Oh yeah,
You also get Grenadier. Speaking of licks, you can draw, arm, and throw a grenade as a bonus action. You must have a free hand or already be holding the grenade to do this. That's pretty good. Bonus action to toss a grenade. Level 5, you get the advanced combat training. As we've heard before, once during your turn, you can take the attack action. You can make 2 attacks as part of that action. Level 7, we get maximum effort. You can use your extra effort ability twice before finishing a short or long rest instead of only once.
Whoa.
You can use extra effort only once per turn. So you stack that with Grenadier, maybe toss 2 grenades around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bonus action toss, action toss,
Action toss.
Yeah.
extra effort to do a 2 attack situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Now we have situational awareness. You gain a +2 bonus to your defense, replacing the bonus from Watcher 6. Again,
I kind of
always
wish
helpful.
those stacked.
I know. I know.
That would be pretty damn sweet.
That would be crazy.
But by that point, that's level 7 right there. Your defense bonus is already a +3.
Plus
Oh,
your
yeah.
con. But you get your defense bonus 10 plus con or dex. So if you by then you might have a 20. So you're looking at 15. Plus this is 17, and then you get your damage reduction.
So that's nothing to sneeze at. It would be awesome if it's stacked, but even as it is, that's going to keep you from taking any damage a good bit of the time.
Right. And then, last but not least, level 9, Master of Arms. You add 1 die to the damage of all weapons you wield.
I love
See
that.
dice rules in Chapter 8 for details for extra dice. But now you're throwing extra damage down, too.
On every weapon.
And
I-
if it's a crit, it would double the dice.
I wonder if you take if you dip a level in Scoundrel. No, if it adds to your Vital Strike, but probably not because it's coming from your weapons, not your Vital Strike. But still,
Yeah, I think
if
it's an extra die for the weapon specifically. Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime I can get a handful of dice going, I want to feel like I'm playing like 40K and just rolling like a mass amount of dice.
That Master of Arm. That's the chef's kiss for me right there. Because it's whether it's a gun, whether it's a knife, whether it's your fists, you're doing 2 dice of damage.
And now, following the commando, we have the Scrapper.
Yes, we have the Scrapper. If you haven't been killed yet, but not for lack of anyone trying, you can take a beating and dish out a double helping in return. And when the dust settles, you'll be the one left standing. So this is a class that I definitely picture as like the like a bar brawler. Like this is like a dude that just hangs around in the bar waiting to like kick shit up and like get into a fight. So for the proficiencies, we've got your saving throws are con and intelligence. You only get 1 skill between acrobatics, athletics, endurance, intimidation, persuasion, streetwise, and vehicles. And then your equipment proficiencies are basic, advanced, and improvised, which immediately made me think of the bar brawler, like just picking up a stool and cracking someone across the face with it.
Nice.
So the recommendations for your equipment pack is the Thug pack. And then the weapons, the brass knuckles or sledgehammer, which is kind of vicious. A fight with a sledgehammer is unconscionable. All right. So right off at level 1, you gain Opportunist. So you get a couple benefits from this. Enemies taking the disengage action provoke opportunity attacks from you before leaving your reach. So it's yeah, if that's a character that has to use their action to take that disengage action, like, you know, some subclasses will give you that as a bonus action.
Yeah.
But if you have to take that for your action and then to still get the opportunity attack, it's kind of like a slap in the face a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Also, enemies within your reach that attack one of your allies provoke an attack of opportunity from you.
Ooh.
So if you stick close to your friends in there, like you stick close to your bodyguard or your tank and they're taking hits, you just get to return it right away. And lastly, when you damage an opponent with an opportunity attack, their speed becomes 0 until the end of the current turn, preventing further movement. Hard stop. So at level 3, you get 2 talents. You get Frenzy, where after you take damage in combat, you can use your reaction to enter a frenzy. While in a frenzy, you double the damage reduction from Tough as Nails, but you take damage equal to your proficiency bonus at the start of each of your turns. Nothing comes free, that's for sure.
No.
This damage cannot be reduced by any means, so you've just got to eat it. So my feeling is if you just stack on your constitution, just expect that you're going to lose hit points. But it's not bad. I mean, a couple hit points here and there is worth it to reduce your damage by twice your proficiency bonus. You can end the frenzy as a free action during your turn after taking the damage. So you can't end it, you know, at the start and try to avoid it.
Mm-hmm.
And it ends automatically after 1 minute or you become unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
Once your frenzy ends, you cannot use this talent again until you finish a short or long rest, which is not bad to get it back on a short rest. Also at level 3, you're getting With Interest. When you apply your payback talent bonus to an attack and hit, or you hit with an opportunity attack, you deal an additional 1d6 of damage. So that goes back to if you can just increase your dice pool, I'm here for it.
Nice.
And that scales with your level as well. So at level 3, it's 1d6. Level 5, 2d6. Level 7, 3d6. And at level 9, 4d6. Especially you have so many chances for this opportunity attack to get to throw on more dice is pretty rad.
There's no use limit for that, is there?
No, it just keeps going.
Dang.
Yeah, there's no, you get to use it as many times as you take the opportunity attack. So this is definitely a character you want to stick next to your tank in your group and just pick up as many of these opportunity attacks as possible and just start laying damage out over and over and over and over again. So at level 5, you get a talent called Roll With It. When you take damage from an attack, you can use your reaction to have that attack's damage against you. This effect happens before damage reduction is applied. So at level 7, you get 2 more talents. You get Anger Issues. You can use your Frenzy talent twice before finishing a short or long rest. And you get Indomitable. After failing any saving throw, you may re-roll the saving throw. You can't do this again until you finish a short rest.
Whoa.
It's odd to me that they have short or long for the other ones. For this one, it's just a short. But either way.
And I'd read it as short or long because, I mean, long rest.
I would too.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why it's odd that it's listed as short or long rest in the other talent, but this one it stops at short rest. And then level 9, you top it off with Ultimate Brutality.
Yes.
You add 1 damage die to your melee weapon damage rolls, similar to the Master of Arms, but this is only for melee weapon damage rolls, which I think for this class you're going to be using melee weapons anyway. So,
yeah.
This definitely looks like a fun class.
I got to play it at Gen Con for one of the Ego assignments. It was really fun. That With Interest really packs a punch. And the Frenzy, oh yeah. means you take your hits, but it really did save my bacon a couple of times.
Nice.
Do you remember what assignment it was?
Oh gosh. Okay, let's see here. This was an assignment that involved. There were a couple of different ones. I was either both running and playing during that one, so I have to just focus and narrow down the numbers here. But I want to say it had to do with going into a health spa where there's supposedly
Yes, I was
a
hoping you
vegan
would say that
situation.
one.
Yes, because there were all these rather interesting folks with very specific cravings that kept coming at you. I
That's
don't wanna say
exactly what I
more.
pictured.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil that, but yeah.
Yeah, I ran that assignment with some people a couple of weeks ago, and they were running at level 4, so I got to kind of flood them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm picturing the scrapper being particularly good in that situation, because I had a guy, I think it was Sig, playing a martial artist who just stood in the front and was just like taking pot shots as they came up. And it would have been a million opportunities for this scrapper to really come alive.
Yeah,
So
there was certainly good opportunity for being an opportunist.
yes, absolutely. So those are our tough heroes, man.
Mm-hmm.
And there does seem to be almost a parallel design philosophy with the tough heroes. You're either giving abilities that let you have the damage before you apply the damage reduction, or in the case of the commando, you got the best defense in the game with those bonuses.
Oh,
to your
yeah.
defense. So you either just avoid getting hit at all, or you minimize what those hits do to you. And in both cases, these are just amazing tanks to have. I think, love it.
Yeah, this looks like a pretty fun subclass as far as you get to put yourself in the fray, and I think it's similar to, maybe it's Brutal Warrior, where you end up stacking damage as you take damage. I can't recall, but it was definitely one of the strong archetypes.
I know the Brutal Warrior lets you add a bunch of extra damage dice over the course of your leveling when you've got the two-handed or versatile weapon in a two-hand.
Right.
And
Yeah.
the Ultimate Brutality also reminds me of the Brawler in the core book. Oh, no, sorry, not the Brawler. The Brawler. Yeah, that was the first of the strong heroes, because Ultimate Brutality is their capstone as well. It just, they've got all that smash damage that stacks on.
Yeah. Yeah, I forget which strong one it was where it's just like you just got better as you took damage. This scrapper reminds me a little bit about that, except you don't have to take as much damage. You open yourself up to it, definitely.
Street Warrior.
Street Warrior, that's the one.
Street Warrior, that's what it was. Yeah, the
With
Street Samurai.
Yeah.
This is something I'm actually going to be playing. I've got to build like a level 1 character to run a plot 1 tomorrow after a game, so maybe I'll just roll up a scrapper and do that so I can put myself in the fray.
It's a frontliner, that's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
I think my personal favorite though has got to be the Commando. That heightened defense and all that extra possibility of, like you said earlier, bonus action toss a grenade, use your action to toss another one, and then max just extra effort for one more action, and use that advanced combat training in that last one. So you're a whirlwind, and with that Master of Arms, that just makes everything you do that much more lethal.
Yeah, and you have full pick of all the weapons offered in the book. You know, when you have the basic, advanced, and military, yes, you don't have historical, but opening up that military equipment door, because I think it was initially when Ego started, you weren't able to take military equipment. I think at first, in his first rollout, I knew that there were some backgrounds that they were like, these are not legal and it went away after, about a week or two of the rollout, and they opened everything up to it.
Yeah.
But I remember someone built a character, and he's like, oh yeah, well, I've got the assault carbine or whatever. And I remember having to be like, ooh, I don't think you do.
Right. But like assault carbines also doing a D12 of damage, and military weapons, you got those 2 dice damage machine guns
Mm-hmm.
Those I can see why you'd want to at the low levels say maybe not the military equipment at the low levels. Let's not give you a full on frag grenade in a first level ego assignment.
Yeah, I'm sure they were planning to initially probably open it up after you gained a few milestone points. But after that, all the restrictions were taken off of. So the only restriction that still exists is not being able to do a build your own background or anything.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I remember, the soldier background, the police officer background, because it gave you access to some stuff that it was a little bit overpowered at that level. Was the initial thinking, but it all leveled out, and so it's all on the table.
So just to clarify, restricted items are not allowed in organized play. That doesn't necessarily pertain to military equipment, although most of the military equipment is listed as restricted.
And especially with that armory coming up.
Oh yeah,
I'll be interested to see what falls under the military equipment in that.
Yeah, there should be a lot of that. Yeah, it falls
I'm
under
looking
military
forward to it.
equipment. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope they put a Barrett Light 50 in there. That would go great with my character.
Score.
Reach out and touch someone from 2 miles away.
That's quite the touch.
Yeah.
It is.
So in terms of tough heroes, though, I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this episode last night, and I was thinking about the Motorhead in particular. And one thing I'd like to see tough heroes, a class or archetype in the future, is something similar but more extreme sports version in the tough heroes. So skateboards, BMXs, rollerblades, something to that general effect, but for the tough hero to have that and to utilize that. Because you got to think,
interesting.
You're not using motors; you're using your body as the center of the locomotion. Which, what is one thing? What all X Games athletes have in common is high endurance, right? And the ability to eat crap. They go up a half pipe and biff it, and they're falling and tumbling, but trying to get right back up. So I was like, that would be a great archetype for the Vault Volume 2.
Definitely. And speaking as someone who skateboarded for 23 years, 75% of it is taking hits.
Yeah. And getting back up so you can get back and do that kickflip ollie and and learn how to grind on your trucks and things like that. It's I think that would be a great archetype in the future, especially any combat involving skateboards is awesome.
Now,
yes, because you can do some damage with trucks, that's for sure.
Yeah,
amen to that. I remember in an Everyday Arcana preview that they gave on the Discord, they mentioned a character class with a similar vibe to that, focusing on like having incredible ability to escape danger, have survival instincts. It was an agile hero archetype class called Thrill Seeker.
So it's just triple X Vin Diesel.
Yeah,
sounds like.
What I was thinking was more like the EDH spiritual successor to the Daredevil from D20.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Shit.
Yeah, that would be an awesome tough hero class. Yeah,
especially like they're trying to you can navigate crowds, but like during chases. So say something happens to you during a chase, you're on your skateboard, and what would normally reduce you maybe to 0 in movement, maybe this you can take half damage but continue like with momentum despite the hit. You kind of roll with the punch, and now you, instead of losing all of it, maybe you're reduced to like 5 or 10 movement speed during a chase. But then you
gain advantage on those gain ground actions that require like dexterity or anything. If you're using, like, if you got to choose, like, okay, well, here's your you get 3 preferred modes of non-motorized transportation, and then you have a list of like, you can put a BMX bike, skateboard, a scooter, Heelys, anything like that. If you're using that in a foot chase, you gain advantage on your gain grounds or something.
Yep.
That wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah.
That might be something you have to bring to the table.
Especially when it comes to like an equipment guides too, because you got soaps, which would be great
yeah.
for grinding down handrails. Then you get, as like a bonus action, however many feet of handrail that there is, you slide down real quick, and it's almost as if it's subtracted from your base movement. So rather than going down these stairs, well, that eats 10 feet of your 30. You grind down the handrail, and now you get an additional 10 feet beyond those steps. Like, that would be sweet, man.
Yes, and you get an advantage against mall security because I'll tell you what, soaps and Heelys were the bane of mall security in the late 90s to early 2000s, no doubt.
Oh, I know.
This definitely has the Daredevil vibe going here.
Oh yeah, that's what I would like to see. So, and I know the guys at Evil Genius listen to us, so I hopefully that
No, they don't.
hopefully that'll be the inspiration. Well, I mean, they're the only ones who listen to us, apparently.
Oh yeah, yeah. Dave, if you're listening, I think we need a CA for Mr. Ed.
For Mr. Ed.
Right.
And Sig, we love you.
God.
Just let you know, we love you.
He wants to have your
Yes.
love child.
Daredevil can be
Evil
Sig
Genius
and I's
is
love
fantastic.
child. That's what it'll be. That's what it'll be.
Yes.
Hopefully we will see Sig at the at PAX as well as Brian.
Yep.
And we know we're going to see Dave because you can't miss Dave.
Yes. I'm really looking forward to PAX. I'm bummed that you're not going to be able to be there, Brobarian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will be much missed.
Yeah. It's
You will be.
too far of a drive, but Origins, on the other hand, I think is a bit more doable. I think we'll be good to go for Origins.
If you're going to go to Origins, November 8th, the hotel block opens up, so make sure you get your hotel on November 8th, otherwise you're SOL.
Yeah.
Oh, crud.
Yeah,
Thanks for the heads up.
I'm ready to book mine. I gotta put a notification to my calendar so I remember that it opens at 1 so I can go get my room. But yeah, you got to get it like day 1, otherwise you might be SOL and staying a few miles away.
Wow, that'd be
Thanks for the tip.
Yeah, the Sonesta is attached by a breezeway or skywalk or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
So that's an option. Jewelry suites are attached. They're a little pricey, and then the Hyatt Regency is where I like to book because it's all right there.
And that is Columbus, Ohio, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah, I think the first time I ever went to a gaming con was at an Origins, and that was also the first time I played Everyday Heroes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was one of the volunteer game masters. It was not this past year, but the year before.
Then we must have missed each other. No, hold on. Last year?
Not
It wasn't this year.
not this past year, no, but the summer before.
So are you
2023?
talking?
That would be the one.
Yeah, I ended up talking Sig's head off about Highlander
Oh, cool.
because he wrote it.
That he did. I think I was running the Kong Skull Island one-shot adventure.
Oh,
I did
nice.
not. I don't think I played anything. I think I had backed it. You know what? No, I played Escape from New York.
Cool.
That's what I did play. I ended up picking up the in-print book while I was there late, 2023,
Nice.
because I had double ordered the PDF for Highlander by accident, and they let me switch it over to a different PDF. So I got Escape from New York.
That's awesome
and-
customer service right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And since I was out there at the con, I might as well, we played it. And I'm like, oh, it's pretty good. I'll pick this up. Whether I'll ever run it, I don't know, but I got to have it as part of my collection.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to having you guys run through what I've written up for PAX. It should be a pretty good time, man.
Nice.
I will say it is heavily focused on Evergreen Knights motorcycle gang from Evil Genius Games. So I'll tell you, I sat through and I watched a shitload of Sons of Anarchy to
get
see
the
what I was going to
inspiration?
lay out for you. Oh yeah.
Excellent. I look forward
And
to
you-
it.
Yeah, I need to finish off my character at level 1 and then level him up to the level you assigned for this adventure. I don't want to give anything away, so everything will be a surprise. But I've been looking at some feats, and I'm like, ooh, you guys, I think are gonna like my character.
I can't wait.
I think I told you, Robert, what my concept was and my character name, but I'm not going to reveal anything else until PAX. I'm just
I
going to
want to be
this.
surprised.
I'm going to leave this as a teaser for the podcast here. So I might give a little bit of tidbits away over the next coming shows as we get closer to PAX, maybe the end of October and the 2 November shows.
Very cool.
And little clues here and there. I think the last clue I will drop before PAX is going to be the name.
Okay.
Because I did tell you, I'm pretty sure I told you the name.
Yes. The only restrictions are avoiding the extraordinary stuff and
Nope, no
we'll stick
extraordinary
to-
stuff. Yep,
Human origin and
yes.
no extraordinary classes.
nope.
Yes.
Can do, boss man. Can do.
No, I really got to find my piece of paper I had all the information written on so I can finish filling out the character sheet.
Yeah, it should be good, and I'll have everything, everything we need to play and record and everything like that. All you'll need to do is bring your everyday hero core rule book and character sheet, and you'll be probably
you're gonna make
maybe
me
a
lug-
mini if you got it.
You're going to make me lug down my heavy book.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I know. I'll just be carrying all the podcast equipment and
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the other shit.
So let's see. We have 2 of us playing. You're running.
Yep.
We have a special guest from Evil Genius that's going to play. That's 3 players. What are we going to do about a 4th?
That is a good point. We do have an open seat at the table. What do we do
Oh,
about
I mean,
that?
potentially we have a couple of open seats, depending if we want to go to 5, maybe 6 players, depending what you got written. But we do need at least a 4th.
That is true.
I mean,
So we'll have to figure out how to fill those seats.
I do have an idea if you guys want to hear it.
Sure.
Hit me with it.
I mean, if we can get our subscriber numbers up, hopefully, maybe we can get one of our subscribers to the podcast to sit in and play with us and our special guest from Evil Genius.
That'd be fantastic.
I would be very, very into that. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that we are doing a raffle at PAX as well, sponsored by Evil Genius Games.
We are. We are. And when we go off podcast, I do have an idea I want to discuss with you guys about the PAX podcast. I'm just gonna throw out teasers just to tease the audience, like, oh my God, what are they gonna talk about?
Yeah, it's very wink wink over here, but as the date approaches, we'll fill everybody in.
No, not everything.
And
Most
not everything,
not
obviously.
everything. Because like we want to have surprise, we want to have some mystery, we want to have some bratwurst nachos.
Yes, keep them coming back for more.
I could go for some bratwurst nachos. Just
Yeah.
slice it up with some good cheese on top of those nacho chips. Yeah.
Yeah, nacho cheese.
Nacho cheese. It's Nacho Haus, but you'll feel right at home.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of which, aren't we getting sponsored now by Nacho Haus?
We are either before right now or following this minor announcement. We will be sponsored by the famous Mexican German fusion restaurant Nacho Haus. Is now a sponsor of Redemption HQ podcast, and courtesy of some Everyday Heroes players who have stepped up to record for them. So. I don't know when they'll drop in this episode, but you'll hear some talented voice actors come in and read our ad reads for Nacho Haus.
Yeah,
I look forward to it.
I know. I'm just as hopeful and surprised as you guys. I'm looking forward to hearing.
I mean, to get a sponsor like such a reputable restaurant as Nacho Haus it's a real boon for us.
It is.
Not to mention a great menu.
Yes.
They, I wasn't supposed to say this, but we get free nachos every time we go in.
We do. We get our all you can eat nachos and free refills.
Yes. In today's economy, that is a butt kicker.
Here, here.
Every penny counts, and that's why I'm happy to have Nacho Haus sponsoring this podcast.
Yes,
Nice.
my tummy is full already.
Sweet.
So,
Oh, boy.
I believe that Robert was in attendance for the Intergalactic Heroes playtest?
Absolutely.
I'd like to hear about that.
But yeah, I volunteered for the first run of playtest for the Intergalactic Hero beta that was posted up to the Patreon and shared with some of the folks on the Discord. And it was a scream. It was a lot of fun. Sig was our GM, as in he's fantastic, as always. And I got to try out the crofted origin, which is the android situation. And in fact, I modeled him a little after Data.
Oh, nice.
So it's humanoid robotic individual, but clearly of robotic origin. And I chose the creator class of smart hero, which you start out with a personal tool that you can use as a weapon and change out the damage type on a rest, and you can between different energy types. And the smart hero plans that this guy has, they're very good. Everything from like mini personal wormhole teleporters, kind of like you see on Star Trek Discovery, and also even a little gravity well thing, kind of like you see Star-Lord use when he's fighting against the Kree in the temple at the start of Guardians of the Galaxy 1. And some stealth modules for turning invisible or giving to someone so they can turn invisible. It was a really fun thing. I chose the bounty hunter profession just to get that feel of, okay, I'm MacGyvering these tools rocket raccoon style, and gravity gripping them to the ground, or sneaking up behind them, or wormholing my way out of there. And let me tell you, I made use of the personal teleportation during the playtest adventure.
Well, it appears that great minds think alike, because I built out, because I was going to join for the play test, but it just so happened to land. Usually on Fridays I run a D&D group,
Right.
but I also did a crafted bounty hunter.
It's a fun concept. You got these synthezoids who are learning about their organic fleshy neighbors and making a little bit of money for maintenance while hunting down a few of them. Now, there's an awful lot of possibilities in Intergalactic Heroes to theme it as you like. There's mechanics and class and archetype class options that can let you lean heavily towards the science fantasy. There's also mechanics and class archetype options that let you lean more towards the science fiction, depending on which way you want to lean and what you'd like to do.
It's definitely one of the when I'm on the Discord, I see the I scan through all of the playtesting channels, and it's super active. People are really excited about it. That and Everyday Arcana.
I'm just glad that they're modeling away from Star Wars. I know we've talked about that before, but Star Wars is exhausting. It's just
I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of it. And I've been tired of it for a while. Like when the new movies came out, I was already like, I don't care, man. I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. I loved Rogue One. Rogue One was awesome.
Yeah.
But everyone's like, have you seen Andor? Have you seen all the other stuff? I'm like, I just don't care, man. I'm inundated with it. It's too much. It kind of like something similar happened with Marvel, where it's just like I can't keep up with all of these shows that they're putting out about characters I just don't have any interest in.
Yep.
I loved Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, that was good until they ruined it.
WandaVision?
No, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he said.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
Oh.
yeah.
I love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Holy shit, man.
Talk about a TV show made for everyday heroes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I did hear rumors, and I don't know how true they are, but Chloe Bennett was supposed to reprise her role in Quake in one of the shows.
Oh, sweet.
Really?
I don't know if Disney killed that or what's up, but I did remember seeing something about that. But we'll have to see.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the re-release of Daredevil though.
Yeah, the Daredevil
Daredevil
Reborn
is awesome.
looks to be pretty good.
I
know
wish
that,
it would bring back Punisher too. I think
Punisher was incredible.
I think that was my favorite of the Netflix Marvel shows.
I agree. I like John Bernthal a lot.
Yes, he plays a very good anti-hero.
Pissed off guy.
Now there's a scrapper right there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a scrapper.
Yeah.
I can see him. 100%. I can see that character use a sledgehammer.
Oh yeah. undoubtedly, in one issue of a comic book, I'm sure he uses a sledgehammer to ruin somebody's day.
Oh, I'm sure he has.
I forget which Punisher book it was. It was one of the less popular ones, but he gets thrown into like a polar bear enclosure at a zoo, and he uses a polar bear to kill somebody.
Oh, Welcome Back, Frank by Girth on it.
Yes, that's what it was.
Now, it's one of the interesting things we did in the playtest there. Now, there is a mechanic that is there to sort of amp up the cinematic feel a bit, to make it feel like that you're in the middle of that huge science fiction or science fantasy, high stakes, high octane situation going on. And it is referred to as the Tide, Tyde, and narratively you could use it as sort of a Force-esque analog if you wanted, but it's also just, hey, we're going to see if the tensions or if the adrenaline's high, and maybe that means you get to have a little something extra with you as far as inspiration goes. And there are some and there are some classes that do key off of it a lot more, and those classes do tend towards the science fantasy side of things. But even for the folks where it's not, like the character class I chose for this was the Creator Smart Hero, not at all keyed to the Tide as a specific thing, but it lets you start out with some extra inspiration. It helps you, gives you that little edge as you're going into a pretty high stakes situation. So that's
pretty dope.
It was a lot of fun, and we had.
I like that they're coming up with new mechanics as opposed to just reskinning. There's actual changes to gameplay with each new book coming out. Whether it be Everyday Arcana, Intergalactic Heroes, or Military Heroes, each thing really kind of sets it apart from the regular system.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And because like inspirations, and it's an optional thing that you can do to reward role play in the core book, but it's in part because of just how much more extraordinary the situations are when you're in a science fiction setting. It makes sense to have the inspiration be a bit more present. And
definitely.
To give you that ability to re-roll and give yourself a much needed boost for an escape, or for that really, really critical, if you'll pardon the pun, that really critical need you need for a hit.
I'll have to jump in. I don't know how many more playtest sessions they're doing. I'm going to try to line one up when I'm not running a game and not working, and try to get in on one of them, because I'm hearing good stuff about it. So I like to be in on the ground floor with those kind of things.
Oh yeah. And some of the new science fiction weapons are a whole lot of fun. You've got things that can. I mean, again, if you want to, you could flavor them as more non-copyright infringing laser close
laser
range
swords.
But there's also things like, hey, this is an axe that has like a plasma conduit along the edge for just extra slice and dice and extra burn, quite literally. So you could flavor it from anything from someone jerry-rigged a phaser rifle into a battle axe, and it's quite fun. And I did use, because in this setting, and also in the Everyday Arcana, they're introducing the force damage type, since you can now have either magical energy that's just pure force, or just pure magic, or in the case of the science fiction, some high-tech or xenotech weaponry that just, it's not bludgeoning, it's molecular.
And that's awesome. Great. And, well, because everything really does kind of tie back to Eric Roberts. When we started talking about Intergalactic Heroes, I just searched Eric Roberts space. And in this year, a movie came out starring Eric Roberts called Space Sharks.
You're kidding.
A military experiment conducted on a space station goes horribly wrong, sending a new breed of weaponized sharks to Earth with only one mission: destroy everything in its path. And I gotta say that this image is something else, man. It's the coolest. It looks very like street sharks. Oh
I dig that. I dig that a lot.
Let's see if I can get it in the Discord so that you guys can see it, because it is unreal what I'm looking at right now.
Wow.
It's already a 10 out of 10 for me, bro. We got to watch that.
Well, on IMDb is a 1.5 out of 10, but still,
You know what? They're never right though. So
that's true.
Oh,
These are
my dear
the most
They
the most
look
yoked sharks.
they look kind of like the animated sharks from what was the '90s cartoon?
Street
Yeah,
sharks.
street sharks, yeah.
yeah,
Everything's jawsome.
yeah.
Yeah. So there's your next CA then. Space sharks.
Space shark,
Woo!
or could it be gargoyle?
Oh,
I would
Gargoyles was
love Disney's
awesome,
Gargoyles.
dude.
Oh, that would be perfect. Oh,
Dave, I know you're listening.
origin.
Gargoyle.
The gargoyle origin.
Especially if you tie that with Everyday Arcana, that would probably go
yeah.
pretty well.
yeah.
Because then you could have like Elisa Maza as your sleuth, wise
Mhm.
hero, and then you get Goliath would definitely be.
Tough.
I could see him as a tough warrior, perhaps
Yeah.
perhaps a scrapper with his gargoyle roar and rage.
Mhm.
But I could also see him as a brawler.
Yeah.
Or, maybe even a brutal warrior, although he tends to use his claws rather than melee weapons. So,
And do we know who
Yeah.
voiced him?
Keith David, the wonderful, the amazing.
That's amazing that you pulled that just right out. That's shocking.
Well, I'm a huge Gargoyles. So I literally have collected seasons 1 and 2 on DVD disc over the last couple of years. I grew up on that show. I love that show. I'm obsessed with that show. And I tell you, especially in season 2 when they do the Avalon World Tour and you get to see all these little hidden looks into different world mythologies. You get to see Cúc Cullen in Irish mythology. You get to see the Anansi, the spider over in Ghana. Even taking a little look over at the Mayan traditions when they go over to Guatemala. It's just a fantastic show for a history nerd or a world cultures nerd or even a Shakespeare nerd because and also Star Trek nerds because half the freaking cast of Next Generation ends up
there's
in
at least-
either major or
there's-
recurring voice parts.
Well, there's two. You have Jonathan Frakes as David
Xanatos.
and then you have Marina Stewart as Demona.
Yes. And then Worf's actor Michael Dorn voices he voices
Oh,
Cold
wait.
Stone.
But wait, do you
Yeah.
guys remember the show Sliders?
Yes.
John Rhys Davies was
Gimli.
Macbeth.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. You know,
Good for him.
Dave
yes.
Sliders, another CA that'll probably be on the sheet.
Yeah, then the Macbeth character in Gargoyles was just fantastic. Yes.
You know what?
I
I'm
was
looking at
prepared for
this-
you in your own home. Did you not think I'd be prepared for you in my own?
Now, I'm looking at this, and I also see Laura San Giacomo voiced Fox. I didn't realize she
That's
was on
right.
there.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
But the one guy, besides our Star Trek and Laura San Giacomo, who was absolutely gorgeous back in the 90s, Frank Welker.
Yep.
You know,
Oh, how about that?
Yeah.
Megatron himself.
Mm-hmm. He was Brooklyn.
Yes.
He was Bronx. Frank Welker was Bronx.
Bronx. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I had no idea I was in the presence of such Gargoyle fans.
Oh,
yeah.
Gargoyles
Yep.
fan me.
I mean, that was a good show. I mean, I get home after school, throw it on.
You
know. I mean, how do you not? I mean, see, here's the thing. You know, we're all
Oh, Jeff
relatively
Bennett
close to
was
this.
Brooklyn. That's right. Jeff
Yeah.
Bennett was Brooklyn.
We're all relatively close to the same age.
True.
How old are you?
33.
Okay, you're the
Youngin'.
you're the
I'm
baby.
30. I'm 38, so I'm in the 30s.
Okay,
I'm
so we're
just on
close.
the other end of 30.
I still
Yeah.
have two millennials. I might be the oldest here because I'm 45.
Yeah.
So I'm the Gen Xer here. So some of these shows were just about like the time I was starting to get out of that stuff. But you know, I mean, you got to figure I was 12 and 12 Ninja Turtles, maybe a little younger
Yeah.
when that first came
Mhm.
on. You know, probably like 8 to 12, 87, I think they came out. Could be wrong.
Sounds
Oh
right.
shit, Tom Wilson was in it. Tom Wilson did a voice.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Good for Tom Wilson.
I've been spending my money on fantasy ground stuff as we've been talking to.
Oh, yeah, okay. So now I mentioned to Jerry rig a Goliath origin using the mutant origin and start statting out these characters. Oh, got to give Lexington some engineering stuff. And Ooh, the pack. Get some cyborgs and mutates. Well, I'm not sleeping tonight. I don't know about you guys. I'm just going to be statting stuff. But
Should be statting
oh,
gargoyles all night.
You
I
will.
tell you.
By the time we
yeah.
have the next show, he's like, I got every character ready to go.
He's
Oh,
like, I wrote the
don't
CA
tempt
already.
me.
Yeah.
Don't tempt me.
Well,
Oh, God.
have you watched any of Gargoyles yet? Have you watched any of it?
Oh yeah, I've seen a bunch of it. I mean, it was on no, was it syndication or reruns when I was a kid? Because I mean,
And
it
the
came
whole-
out in '94, so probably in like '99
Yeah, I was in high school.
I was watching it when I was like 8.
Okay.
Yeah, I was watching it in
and
high
the
school.
whole show's on Disney Plus now.
And Disney
Oh,
Plus is on sale right now for $1.99 for the next tonight's the end of the deal, so you have to go
Seriously?
sign up for it tonight.
So
Well,
people
wow.
are going to hear it,
Sign up
though.
tonight. It's $1.99 for the next 3 months, and then goes back to
Wow.
normal pricing.
Ew.
So
That's the normal
I would-
pricing that worries me.
I'm wondering if I have it on my Plex, so I'm going to have to check now. So if I don't, I need to.
That's a, that show's amazing. And, you know, I would listen to Keith David just read a phone book. I mean, that man's voice is amazing.
I do
yes.
have it on Plex. I'm good. 94 to 97, 3 seasons.
They call me Goliath.
I could listen to you read a phone book, Robert.
Oh, that's very kind. That's very kind. Now I remember. Now the creator of the Gargoyles cartoon show, he's the same guy that also did the Young Justice DC Heroes cartoon.
Yep.
Ooh, the Young Justice was good too. I
Yeah,
like
Young
that.
Justice.
Now
And-
I wanna before you continue that real quick, I'm looking at the cast and it looks like Ed Asner did some voice work for
That's
Hudson.
right. He was Hudson, the elder statesman gargoyle.
Yeah.
Oh boy, he was amazing. His Scottish brogue was beautiful. Ed Asner could really play anything.
Yeah.
He played crooks. He played cops. He played grizzled old soldiers. He was
What's funny
bless
is
him.
I know him from the Mary Tyler Moore show
Yep.
because I'm old and I grew up on Nick at Night.
Well, I think Knight's been around for a long time.
Yeah, but I was doing it when they were showing like My Three Sons and Dobie Gillis and shit my dad used to watch growing up.
That's fair.
That is the
Okay.
Menace in black and white. Yeah.
Mhm.
I used to watch a lot of
Did I
black
tell you
and
about the
white shows.
harrowed tale of the real Dennis the Menace?
No.
Oh, dude, Dennis the Menace is based off of I forget the guy's name who wrote the comic strip, but it's based off of his son, who was like, who was mischievous,
Uh-huh.
who became estranged from his son after his son went to like Vietnam and came back like all messed up from the war and everything, and they had this horrible fractured relationship. It's a very sad story. Sorry to bring it
Oh,
down.
Wow.
Yeah, way to bring us down,
Ooh.
man.
Sorry to ruin Dennis the Menace for you.
But we should-
That's
You're
heavy.
like-
That
yeah,
is
we
heavy.
are extremely off topic. I mean, we go down the rabbit holes.
It's
But-
what
This
friends
is
do when they
true.
gab.
It is. It is. Everybody's like, all right, you're done talking about the tough heroes. I'm going to dog you out now. You miss all the funny parts.
Yeah, you're missing the opportunity to. You're gonna have to watch Space Sharks, and then I'm gonna have to follow up Space Sharks with rewatching Gargoyles.
Yeah, we're going to, Dave, we need a Gargoyle CA, Space Shark CA.
And
we
that-
do
that would
this.
be-
So we do
Yeah.
this so we can, give you ideas because these IPs are probably relatively inexpensive at the moment.
Yes,
Gargoyles might-
because there's zero interest outside of you guys.
Yeah,
Well,
probably.
actually, the guy that was the creator of Gargoyles, after he got phased out of the project at the end of the second season, like third seasons of the show is not canon, but he got the rights to continue his original intended Gargoyle story in comic book form, and if I remember correctly, they did a Kickstarter with both the past publications of Gargoyle related comics and the original creators' official canon continued run into the comics. In fact, I think they're still publishing. I want to say it's through Dynamite Comics.
Oh, okay. Dynamite Comics, the Cryptozoic Man. Robarian, are you watching Gargoyles right now?
That sounds like you have to do some editing.
There is.
I can hear it.
I fully approve of this.
Oh, this should be fun to edit later.
Okay, based on what I just heard, he said you've robbed me even of my revenge. We're looking at
no,
the
I don't
tail
wanna
end
do
of
that.
the
One more
the tail end of the second part of the pilot episode.
Oh, wow. You are a Gargoyles fan, man.
once I get into an obsessive fandom, I study hard. So
I support that.
For me, it's Gargoyles, MCU phases 1 through 3, but I still keep up with the rest of the MCU. And person of interest, Supernatural. The list continues. It's
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you with
I don't know what that
Supernatural.
says about me, but
What we should do is find some older shows that would be good CAs that, we'll toss these ideas at Dave on the podcast.
oh, definitely.
There was
Forever Night.
yes, Moon Knight, what was it? Before the Marvel show Moon Knight, there was something else like on CBS for like one season with a vampire.
Moonlight. Moonlight.
Moonlight.
It had the same guy from the reboot of Hawaii Five-0.
Yeah.
Moonlight, Dark Angel,
Oh yeah, that'd be perfect.
Mantis. Do you guys remember Mantis?
Yes,
With
the
one
Mantis
tail
with the exoskeleton. Yes.
Yes, because he was in a wheelchair.
Carl Ludby,
Yes, yeah,
who voiced Martian Manhunter in the Justice League cartoon.
he did.
Yep.
Also, Alien Nation, which I think I mentioned before.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
I'm trying to think what else. I had one. Oh, The Pretender. Did you guys watch The Pretender?
Wow, that's an amazing show. That's got to be a smart hero, charming hero multi-class right there.
Yeah. Kyle XY. I think that was like early 2000s.
Also,
I remember
really
Kyle
good
XY because he had no belly button.
Yep.
Yeah.
and
So
a hyper developed brain, so he could learn just about anything at record speed, and could
Yeah.
also manipulate his own like molecular structure to a degree.
yeah, that was.
Oh, yeah.
There's some good classic shows out there. Again, I don't know how much it's just there's going to be besides us for nerds, but
Like biker mice from Mars?
Yes.
I remember
Oh yeah,
Green
that'd be
Star.
a definite. Do you remember the Kung Fu: The Legend Continues
the original one?
90s the
90s
90s
one, yeah.
series, the 90s series?
Yes.
That would be another awesome CA.
There
Yeah.
are a shocking amount of television shows with animals. SWAT Cats. Remember SWAT Cats?
Oh,
Hell
SWAT
yeah,
Cat.
SWAT Cat.
Yeah.
SWAT Cats was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
I think my favorite episode of that was the undead bear hunting for the blue Manx instead of the blue Max.
Ah. Beast
Oh, man.
machines.
Ooh, do you remember the show Sleepy Hollow?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That would
that's
be
one-
perfect.
That would be a pretty good one. I
They
watched
did a
that one.
crossover with
Bones.
Bones.
Yeah.
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 Which would be another awesome TA.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh, Bones. Oh,
That would be
yeah.
amazing.
Now,
Get some forensic
Bones.
scientist, smart hero stuff in there.
so we're with SEAL Team ending because David Boreanaz is like I can't do anymore. It's like he does most of his own stunts. So he's 55. He's like, my body can't take the abuse.
That man has
anymore.
aged amazingly well.
Of course. So he said he'd be open to doing Bones again, revisiting the Agent Booth character. And Emily Deschanel said she would also be interested in reprising Temperance Brennan.
Oh,
I would watch
love
the hell out of
so
that
much.
show.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very good quality show. It ran for 12 seasons.
That's it.
Yeah, it's a great
that's
show.
saying something. A lot of shows don't make it past even season 3.
Well, especially for Netflix, because it'll be a good show, and they're like, oh, we're going to cancel you after one season. Now, that being said, every fantasy show I pretty much ever liked got canceled after the second or third season.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
Legend of the Seeker.
Oh,
that
Legend of the Seeker
was
was
a
awesome.
Good one. That was based off Terry Goodkind's Sword of Truth series,
And then there was
Yeah.
the Shannara Chronicles.
which was really
That
well
was-
done.
That was weirdly like it was very MTV where like everyone was like over the top like everything was like real sexy about it.
Well, they had the guy that played the druid.
Al-Anon,
was-
yeah.
Yeah, he was Crixus in the Arrowverse.
Yeah.
Or not Crixus. No, he was Crixus.
He was Deathstroke in Arrow.
Yeah, stroking the Arrowverse. He was Crixus
Yeah.
in Spartacus.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, So,
Yeah,
you
the
know,
special effects on Shannara were amazing.
yes, and then
the
after
acting
the
was really
season, they
good.
got too expensive, and they're like, "Screw you!"
Yeah.
Like,
What about Into the Badlands?
Oh, that'd be good.
I didn't watch that one.
Oh, you should watch it. It's pretty good. Nick Frost plays such an awesome character.
Oh, here's one. Do you guys watch The Ark?
I don't think I've seen that one.
Did I watch that
It's
recently?
a current show. It's in season 2 now. It's almost done season 2. I think it was just episode 11 that aired yesterday, or last night or Wednesday night. I barely remember what day it is. But that's almost done for season 2. But that's a good sci-fi series. So that's worth a watch.
Max Headroom, that's a good one.
Yeah, it is a good one. What?
X-Files.
Well, you could do X-Files now. I mean, the second Ego
yeah.
adventure is X-Files-esque.
I think I actually made a character for Fox Mulder. That was one of the first things
Oh,
I made.
okay, wait a minute. Who have you not done a character for? That list will be much shorter. Have you done Scrooge McDuck yet? I mean,
I did a level. I've done all the reboot DuckTales main characters and many of the side characters using D&D 5e up to level 20.
you need Gizmo Duck.
Oh yeah, he was one of the. He was like the second one I did after I got the main thing. I made him an armor artificer.
What about
this
Darkwing Duck?
Oh, him. Let's see. Definitely did Darkwing. I think I started out with a rogue and blended in a little ranger in there.
What about Duckman?
I don't think I did him. But
You remember Duckman though, on USA, voiced by Jason Alexander.
Really? George Costanza, huh?
Yes. Yeah, I think it ran for a few seasons.
It did.
I want to say 5.
Yeah, he's got like a 2-headed son and
Yeah.
the
I don't
wife in
remember
the
that.
sweat gear and
Oh, now you have something to search out and watch. You gotta go watch the Duckman.
The Duckman. Okay.
don't watch it
It's
with your
just-
kids.
it's
that's
Duckman.
for sure.
No,
don't watch it with kids.
It is an adult show. It was on USA
Understood.
at like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Understood. And okay, let me see. I pulled up my list of character builds for the DuckTales crew.
Woohoo!
Yeah, Drake Mallard, I went Rogue Inquisitive. And I multi-classed him with 3 levels of fighter and 2 levels of monk for all the acrobatic stuff he does.
Strong
And-
choice.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
with Scrooge, I went nearly straight rogue swashbuckler.
Yeah.
He's all the
Always fighting with
guts,
his
all the
chain.
charisma.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I think I made Mrs. Beakley a way of the open hand monk,
That makes
but
sense.
that's for reboot Beakley.
Yeah.
And Donald, I went path of the Berserker Barbarian.
I could see that. Donald was
And I
in the
made-
center.
I
Despite
made
all his
I
rage, he
made
still doesn't touch Cage.
like the triplets and Webby I kept at level 3. Dewey, I made a College of Swords Bard, but I think I will change that to College of Dance Bard with the new book.
Mm-hmm.
Louis was definitely a mastermind rogue.
Mm-hmm.
Huey, I made an artificer with artillerist, and Webby, I made open hand monk. Yeah, it's a habit I developed. Whenever I get a game system, I start trying to find characters I can make from different TV shows or comic books or novels. Yeah, once I get the Gargoyle ones, I'll share them with you. You got
Yeah, we got to bring it to the table.
grade my work.
All right, I have a challenge for you then.
Uh-oh.
Do you watch Only Murders in the Building?
Yeah.
Okay, there you
Yes,
go.
I do.
You have 3 characters to make.
Yes, I do.
You got Oliver Putnam. That's yeah. I think that's gonna be the most challenging one to do is Oliver Putnam. But
Hard
that-
one to pin down.
But that's your assignment. You gotta change those 3
Oh.
characters in the RPG character.
I know I have a day job, but this is so much more fun. I'm kidding.
You know what we could do as a lark is come up with various characters, and I'd have to check. We'd have to go over the rules for releasing EDH content. But if you make the characters, maybe come up with an adventure for said characters as like either one shot or played at convention. So this will put all your characters to use, and then what you could do is have an adventure for those characters, right? Which up to like I guess maybe, like
For copyright purposes, I might have to change the name so that they'll be
Right.
legally distinct, like
Right,
Barry
right.
the Platypus, maybe, or
right. But I'm just saying, we change it enough, but you have inspiration from their series for those characters, and then you maybe have an adventure where you just pull random characters that you made into that adventure. Like, okay, well, we're going to take this from
Cool
this
concept.
show, this from this show, this from this show, and something that you can run at a con or as a one shot.
Right.
Because now you can introduce people to everyday heroes using the rule set with these odd characters.
Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
So I think something like that, you may be able to catch someone's attention. Like, this is an unofficial product, but this is what I have done with this rule set and with characters from different cinemas or TV shows that I've watched throughout my life.
Cool.
And all these characters you make that never get any playtime now have a purpose.
Yeah, you could just call it not DuckTales.
Yeah.
legally distinct.
Not
DuckTales.
DuckTales.
Mallard
Yeah.
Buck. Or Mallard
Yeah.
Buck.
Mallard stories.
Valid story.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, that's something I amidst the various part-time jobs, I'll have to squeeze that in somewhere.
Yes. Yes. So let's see. We are.
Oh, we're a
let's
little
see.
over an hour in, are we?
Yeah, so we can cut it here if we want, because we did a good bit of off topic after the
Yeah, I think this is a good. I think we've rounded this one out well.
Dave's gonna love
Yeah.
this. She's like, oh right, yeah, my heroes, my
And
tough
you said,
guys.
good, more CA suggestions. Great.
Yeah, right. Like, I don't get enough of them already.
More outdated reference CAs I could look into.
Outdated just means they're ready for a new date.
Right.
Yes.
It's like Hollywood. They got to recycle it. They got to reboot it. It's like, hey, we loved all this shit from the 90s and the 2000s that no one else loves, but, we're going to pitch it anyway because we know it's not feasible, but what the hell?
Why not?
I mean, this is what marketing is for, Dave. You send out some feelers, like via surveys to like the Kickstarter backers, and be like, hey, what IPs interest you out of this list?
Well,
Market research.
Biker
I
Mice
do
from
have-
Mars has to be one of them because Ryan Reynolds has got the Biker Mice under development right now.
A live action?
What?
Live action?
Okay.
Live action Biker Mice from Mars, but from Ryan Reynolds. It's going to be going to Fubo, I think. I think that's
Okay.
what they said. Heaven help us. Fubo sucks, but I mean,
Oh.
I got two more show recommendations for you guys. Could be great CAs before we sign off. The Leverage
Yes.
and the
Okay.
Librarians.
Well, yes.
The
Okay,
librarians,
so wait.
yes.
Leverage has not a reboot, but a continuation on Freevee.
Redemption. Yeah.
And they're White Collar. They're bringing back White Collar.
Oh, they're bringing it back?
Yes.
Neil Caffrey's coming back?
Yes.
Yep.
They're bringing back White Collar. What was the other show you mentioned that I'm not blanking on?
Librarians.
Librarians. They're bringing that back. Originally, it was going to be on the CW, but CW turned into a very shit network, and TNT is bringing it back with new characters.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, my.
TV is like one of my big hobbies, because when I sit on my computer all day at work, I really don't want to do it when I come home, so I watch a lot of TV.
Well,
Nice.
perfect.
All right. Well, I think we've all got some
We
audio
got some
visual
homework
homework.
to do. Yeah.
Yep.
And I'll get right on working on some of these character builds so I can share them with you guys.
Yeah.
Excellent. Bro Baron, you want to close us on out there, man?
sure. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching Redemption HQ. You can always reach out to us at EGGG. That's 3 G's. EGGG Goon Squad at gmail.com. That's E3G's Squad.com at gmail.com. Go ahead and reach out to us if you want to get that seat at PAX. Make sure to send us an email. If you have any comments that you want said on the air, you can always write to us. If there's any topics you want us to talk about, if you want to join the show even, you can just reach out to us through that email. I want to thank everybody for participating in the conversation, and thank everybody over there at Evil Genius for creating this awesome game, and we're looking forward to seeing more. We got a bunch of stuff coming out here pretty soon. I think is it in October or November is when the Skull Island and Pacific Rim stuff is supposed to be coming out.
Something just
Ooh.
dropped today. Dave posted in the thing. Let me see if I can find
Oh,
an
sweet.
announcement. EGG announcement.
Yeah, there's like a big kaiju book and a new
Here we
adventure.
go. Pacific Rim's First Flight one shot is now available via your patron subscription.
Yep.
So if you now, I think there's 2 tiers, $3 and $5. Either way,
Yep.
it's not expensive.
Nope.
So you might as well sign up and get some snackables and some other great content.
Yeah.
Here.
Sweet. So yeah, but I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, let me see. Let me take a look, Lou, on Amazon, because I know I have it on my potential pull list. But I know that I want to say it's the bestiary for Kong Skull Island is supposed to be dropping here in the next few weeks.
Excellent.
You
I
can go-
have the pre-order and release date for the books right here. So, Pacific Rim, Dominion of Iron hardcover. Pre-order is up. Release is November 21st.
Yep.
The Creature Codex for Kong Skull Island is November 21st.
And Island of the
And
Dam
then-
is November 21st. Okay, so yeah, you got some
Yeah.
time. You got some time. For sure, but those
There's a bunch of stuff
yeah,
up there. The Armory's up for pre-order. All good stuff.
yeah. So that's all.
So excellent. Excellent.
All right, everybody.
All right.
So, like, I guess that's the end of it. Anybody else have anything they want to sign off with?
Now just excited for Tough Love Part 2.
Yes.
Same.
Which will be our next episode.
Everybody take care out there.
All right. Y'all have a good night.
Have a great night.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.